me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta fill up.
Welcome back to the Juggernaut Show, everybody. And today I'm here to give you my TNA Victory Road 2025 review. So Victory Road is this past Friday, September 26, 2025. And it was held from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And this is the final stop before they get to their biggest pay-per-view of the year, which is Bound for Glory. So, what did I think of Victory Road? Kind of going into this show, I didn't really have much, expectations. I thought, hey, I think it's going to be an okay special for TNA, but I just didn't really have any expectations. But coming out of the show, the match quality was really good out of all the matches, basically. And we had quite a bit of surprises on the show, which we will talk about here in a little bit. But if this is your first time ever checking out my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button to help out my videos in the algorithm, and also go turn on that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. So, I'm going to try to make this a pretty quick review. I don't want to go too in depth with a lot of things, but I just want to give my thoughts about Victory Road here, and to see what kind of where they're moving forward. But yeah, let's get right into this. So, the first match that kicked off the show, and we're not going to be talking about the countdown to Victory Road because I didn't watch the countdown, but it looked like it was pretty decent. But yeah, so the official match that kicks off the show, which I to be honest, I don't know why this was on the main card. So we had the Order 4, we had the Good Hands, and Agent Zero making his in-ring debut, going up against the system of Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, JDC, and you had Alicia Edwards in the corner. Yeah, this was a pretty short match. I mean, there's nothing to really write home about in this match. It was cool seeing Agent Zero in there making his in-ring debut. He was in some pretty nice suplexes. This match was actually pretty short. It's only got 4.5 minutes. The system ended up winning when I believe it was JDC. He hit Down and Dirty to end up getting the victory. Yeah, nothing, like I said, nothing to write home about this match. It's nothing that you have to watch this match for. But hey, the system ended up winning here, and we're gonna move on. All right, so this isn't a matcher, but Ash by Elegance, she was gonna be making an announcement at the show. And also, you got this whole situation going on with Masha Slamovich, with a whole bunch of allegations with her and her man Akira, how she apparently beats him up and stuff, or domestic and all that. Yeah, just not a good situation there with Masha Slamovich. But yeah, Ash by Elegance, she basically came out and said that she can't do this anymore, and she has to relinquish. Relinquish the Knockouts Championship in TNA. And she said that, coming to TNA, she's really, reinvented herself. And, she found that this is the place where she belongs to be. And, it really saddens her that she has to relinquish the belt. I don't know if she got some injuries going on. I don't know about, exactly why she had to relinquish it. I don't know if it's because of the whole Masha Slamovich situation. If someone wants to go down in the comments below, let me know. But yeah, Ash by Elegance, she relinquished the belt. I know Leo's definitely devastated about that. He's a big Ash by Elegance or Dana Brooke, or he's a big Ash by Elegance fan, and he was so happy when she won the belt at the NXT special. But yeah, so she had to relinquish it, and then they made a impromptu. They made an impromptu battle royal. So like the two women that were the last two women in the match would end up facing each other later on in the night. So we'll talk about. I don't have a graphic for that match. For that match right now. But some competitors we had in the match were. So we had Danny Luna was in here, Jody Threat, Zaya Brookside, M by Elegance, Heather by Elegance, uh, Jesse McKay, Cassie Lee, the Inspiration were in here. Yeah, I mean, so we didn't have a whole lot of. Oh yeah, and then also they had, excuse me, Zaya Lee and Kelani Jordan. This was a pretty short battle royal, like nothing crazy in here. I mean, I definitely like the interactions that Danny Loon was doing. Like she eliminated her former partner, Jody Threat in the match. And it basically, so we had the Inspiration and, um, the Elegance brand. They kind of were going at it. And the match that they were supposed to have was supposed to be here at Victory Road, but it got moved to this Thursday night's TNA. But yeah, they kind of, the Elegance brand and Inspiration, they were kind of going at it. And then Léi Ying Lee and Kelani Jordan, they ended up eliminating all of them. So the final two women were Léi Ying Lee and Kelani Jordan. So they would end up facing each other later on in the night for the vacant Knockouts Championship. And there was going to be a special guest referee, which was going to be Indy Hartwell, which she's going to be facing either one of those two women, Kelani Jordan or Léi Ying Lee. So yeah, just wanted to tell that right there. And that'll be at Bound for Glory, who Indy Hartwell will be facing, which we'll talk about here in a minute. All right. Then the next match we had was the Hometown Man and Matt Cardona going up against the Nemeth brothers, Ryan Nemeth and Nick Nemeth. The best brother tag team. Yeah, I mean, listen, the fans were the fans were really behind Matt Cardona here. They were like Chelsea's husband or something, or like so. I thought that was hilarious. And also the Hometown Man, he was so over here. They were like Hometown Man, Hometown Man. Like it's funny when they chant that. Of course, the Nemeth, Nick Nemeth, he does some great selling, like he always does. Ryan Nemeth, he does great selling as well. He's just like his brother. I thought it was a decent match. Hometown Man, he ends up Ryan Nemeth, he was going like for figure four, but the Hometown Man, he ends up reversing it into a what was it? He ended up reversing it into a basically a roll up. So Hometown Man and Matt Cardona end up getting the victory. But then the results after this match, the Nemesis, they beat up a Hometown Man and they ended up taking his mask from him. I mean, we already know who Hometown Man is. If you guys don't know who he is, he's Cody Deaner. Which a while back, Cody Deaner, he got released from or his contract ended with TNA. And so, yeah, he's going under this new persona, the Hometown Man. Like I said, it's a pretty comical match. Hometown Man and Matt Cardona end up winning. But like I said, the Nemesis, they get their revenge here, and then they beat down the Hometown Man, take his mask. Yeah, we will move on to the next match, which we had was Mike Santana going up against NXT's Ridge Holland. There's times I completely forgot that Ridge Holland is still with the WWE or with NXT. It's like, wait, when did Ridge Holland sign with TNA? Yeah, this match here, it's an okay match. I mean, we knew that Mike Santana wasn't going to be losing. We knew he wasn't going to be losing. So, I don't know. This match kind of got brought down down a little bit. I mean, Rich Holland, I mean, he's good for, what he can do in the ring. I like his I like the power that he brings. I like that nice DVD by Ridge Holland, or the Death Valley driver that Mike Santana does onto Ridge Holland. That's pretty nice in the match. There were a few times where Ridge Holland, he was countering the spin block, but it just wasn't enough. Finally, Mike Santana hit spin the block onto Ridge Holland and ended up winning the match. Like I said, I mean, we knew that Mike Santana wasn't going to be losing because he's going to be facing Trick Williams at Bound for Glory for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So why would you make Mike Santana lose? Like that wouldn't make any sense. And then after the match, we had Trick Williams come out, and they get into a little scuffle. Mike Santana and Trick Williams kind of get into a little bit. And that was that. That was that match right here. Nothing crazy. Okay. Next match we had was Moose going up against Mustafa Ali, and the winner of this match will for their team at Bound for Glory and Hardcore War. Their team will get the advantage. So you have the Systems Moose going up against the Order 4s of Mustafa Ali. And also the Order 4 was banned from ringside. The system was banned from ringside. Yeah, this was a fun match. I like the different contrasting styles that they did here. Like you got big man versus little man here. And yeah, Mustafa Ali worked great with Moose here. Mustafa Ali, he did some pretty nice high flying maneuvers in this match. There was this one spot in the match where Moose was running outside the ring, and he took this nasty back body drop on the steel steps. That was pretty sick in the match. And there was one point where Mustafa Ali did this like crazy tope, and then did to Moose, like on the barricade. That was pretty crazy in the match. But ultimately, in the end, Mustafa Ali would end up picking up the victory, because we had these like women, like these dancers that came out for Mustafa Ali's entrance. And when the ref wasn't looking, someone low blowed, gave Moose the ding ding shot. And that led for Mustafa Ali to hit the 450 splash and win the match. And who was that woman under the mask? Well, it was under than Tasha Steelz. Yes, it was Tasha Steelz. I mean, who would have thunk it? Tasha Steelz being out here, them being slimy out here, that Order 4. So the Tasha Steelz of the Order 4 helped out Mustafa Ali. So now they got the advantage at Bound for Glory for Hardcore War. And if you don't know what Hardcore War is, it's basically this big hardcore match. It's like kind of War Games in a way, without the cage. But you can bring in as much weapons as you want. And, each team alternates coming out. And you can't end the match until everybody's in the ring. Like I said, it's kind of a version of War Games, but without the cage. But yeah, Mustafa Ali wins here. All right, next match we had was Joe Hendry going up against Eric Young. Yeah, this match here. Eric Young, as of recent, he's been very, he's kind of been saying he's tired of all these outsiders coming into TNA. And also, he doesn't think Joe Hendry has a passion for TNA, and he wants to, kill all the poison here. He wants to cleanse TNA, basically, in a way. Yeah, I mean, Joe Hendry. We all knew that Joe Hendry was going to win. Joe Hendry is not going to be losing here. Eric Young. I mean, he's still good at going in the ring. I'll tell you that right now. He's still really good at going in the ring. Yeah, I thought this was a really good match. But like ultimately in the end, we had Travis Williams and Judas Icarus came out, formerly with the Northern Army with Eric Young. But Eric Young has just been stabbing everybody in the back, which I don't know why they had to come out to help out Joe Hendry. But they slid a chair in the ring, and Joe Hendry hit the standing ovation on Eric Young on the steel chair. So Joe Hendry ended up winning. And then post match, Joe Hendry shook hands with Judas Icarus and Travis Williams, and then Joe Hendry celebrated with the crowd. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah, we will move on to the next match now, which we had was Matt Hardy going up against AJ Francis. And on the countdown to Victory Road, they had this whole segment with AJ Francis and Matt Hardy in like the first class penthouse. AJ Francis pumped Matt Hardy through a table. Matt Hardy said, "Hey, I want a match with AJ Francis in a tables match." This is basically getting Matt Hardy set up, getting ready for tables, ladders, and chairs, or for basically Full Metal Mayhem at Bound for Glory when you got the Hardy Boys going up against the Dudleys. Yeah, this match was decent. AJ Francis, I like what he's been doing as of recent. There were some points in the match where he put the table away. He actually, at one point, there was a table in the corner. He ends up putting himself through it. So the match still was going on. Matt Hardy did not end up winning that way. Matt Hardy got beat down a lot in this match. He was really selling this neck injury. But like I said, I mean, we saw a lot of outcomes that were very predictable on the show. But I like the way Matt Hardy ended up winning here. So there's a table on the outside of the ring, and he put AJ Francis on it. Matt Hardy went up to the top turnbuckle, leg drop off the top rope onto the table on the outside, and the winner of the match was Matt Hardy. It's basically getting Matt Hardy set up, getting them ready for tables, ladders, and chairs, which that match is going to be wild. I mean, I wish we can get another team, get Edge and Christian in there, but that's not going to happen because Edge ain't going to come to TNA, and Christian, he's still under contract with AEW. So that's not happening. But I'd love to see it happen. The original TLC. But yeah, next match. So we had the vacant knockouts vacant knockout world championship on the line. We had Léi Ying Lee versus Kelani Jordan and a special guest referee, Indy Hartwell. Yeah, this match was very exciting. I mean, it's always fun to see Lee in the ring. I like the strikes that she does. Kelani Jordan, she does amazing work as well. I mean, she could use a little bit more character work, in my opinion. Indy Hartwell, she was a very she wasn't biased in this match. She wasn't leaning towards Lee or Kelani Jordan. She was very impartial in this match here, which was very nice. There was one point where Kelani Jordan, she was going for her one of a kind, and she actually took out Indy Hartwell in the match. So the referee got knocked out. She got knocked out at one point. I like the transitions that they were doing in this match. Like there was one point where Lee, she locked in like an STF in the match. That was pretty cool. Also, you had Kelani Jordan put in a one-legged Boston Crab. That was pretty good. So there were really nice transitions in this match. A lot of back and forth. A lot of different roll-ups that they were trying to do. But yeah, the very very fun match. And in the amount of time that they got like about 15 minutes in this match here. But ultimately, in the end, Kelani Jordan will end up hitting the one of a kind that like kind of moonsault that she does, that kind of like that split leg moonsault onto Lee to become the TNA Knockouts champion. Yes, that's where I said it. Kelani Jordan is your new TNA Knockouts champion. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting to be getting having Ash relinquish the Knockouts championship, but she did. But yeah, but to put it on another NXT talent, Kelani Jordan, I wasn't expecting Kelani Jordan to be winning the Knockouts championship, so that came to a surprise. So that was nice there. So now we got set up. We got Indy Hartwell, Kelani Jordan for Bound for Glory. That's gonna be a banger of a match. That's gonna be a banger. I can't wait to see how they build this matchup. I mean, it's Bound for Glory is only a couple weeks away, so they ain't gonna be able to have much build. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do. But we'll move on to the next match, which we had was a TNA International Championship on the line. We had Steve Maclin defending the International Championship against Frankie Kazarian. All right, so I mean, we all know what Steve Maclin could do in the ring. He's amazing. He does a lot of hard hitting maneuvers. Frankie Kazarian, he's a veteran in this business. Yeah, I thought this match was good. I mean, like I said, very, very hard hitting match. But we ended up getting a new international champion. So we had two child changes, back to back. That's kind of crazy. But this AAA wrestler came out. El Messias, I think that's how you say his name. I might have said his name wrong. But he comes out. Steve Maclin does a scud onto El Messias. And that leads, Frankie Kazarian to do like this kind of like low blow, like when Steve Maclin's trying to get back in the ring, this like low blow through like with the ropes. And then Steve Maclin does this like slingshot cutter for the victory, and new international champion is Steve Maclin. Good match. Like I said, it was a good match between both guys. It's cool to see Frankie Kazarian winning another championship, in 2025, with, he's getting close to the tail end of his career. And Maclin, I gotta say, he was a good inaugural international champion. But it's time for Maclin to move on to bigger and better things. Maybe like go to the world title scene, do something else. I don't know. But yeah, Frankie Kazarian is new international champion. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. But yeah, we got a new international champion. All right, the main event for the TNA X Division Championship, we had Leon Slater going up against Myron Reed of the Rascals. Boy, oh boy, they didn't really get a whole lot of time in this match. This match was like a little less than 15 minutes. But listen, this match was balls to the wall. They went crazy with the high-flying maneuvers. This match was out of this world. They were getting bouncy in this match. This was so fun. Like the counters that they were doing, fast-paced action. Oh my gosh, this was the best match of the night, in my opinion. And I'm happy that it's actually main evented. Like it was like been a year and a half since the X Division title has main evented a TNA special, so that's pretty cool. But Leon Slater, he wasn't going to be losing here because he's just getting started with his whole title reign. Basically, he won it back at, what was it, Slammiversary? Was it Slammiversary? It feels forever ago, but yeah, because he took it off Moose there. But yeah, Leon Slater, he's basically just getting started. He ended up hitting the Swanton 450. There was this really cool maneuver that they did. It was like They did this like crazy suplex. I can't remember who was trying to do the suplex, but they did this crazy suplex to the outside, and then Myron Reed turns it into like a stunner on the outside onto the floor, which was wild. That was a crazy spot in the match. But yeah, if you guys haven't watched this match, definitely go check it out. I think it's like free on YouTube. Definitely check this match out because yeah, they really tore the house down with this match. Leon Slater and Myron Reed, yeah, best match tonight, but Leon Slater retains with Swanton 450. And after the match, Santino comes out. He has some more news to give because he's saying, "Hey, Leon Slater, at Bound for Glory, your opponent is going to be somebody who's been really jumpy a lot lately or bouncy a lot lately. We know who it is. It's none other than NXT's Javon Evans. We're going to get Leon Slater and Javon Evans for the X Division Championship. Oh my God, that's going to be crazy. And Javon Evans, a video board, he came up on the video board saying, hey, he's been wanting to come to TNA for a while. He's been wanting to step into the TNA ring, and now he's finally going to do it. And it's going to be for the X Division Championship. Man, this match is going to be a banger. That's going to be a banger at Bound for Glory. But yeah, that was TNA Victory Road, guys. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed my review. Overall, I thought it was a good show. Like I said, nothing crazy to write home about. But yeah, I mean, you had the cool surprises like NXT's Kelani Jordan. This is the third time. This is the third time that Carlos Silva had to hand over a TNA title belt to a NXT superstar. But yeah, Kelani Jordan, NXT superstar, winning the Knockouts title. Yeah, the International Championship changing hands. Awesome main event with Leon Slater and Myron Reed. And Bound for Glory is really shaping up right now. But yeah, go down in the comments, like I said, let me know what you guys thought. And yeah, you guys looking forward to Bound for Glory. And also let me know what you guys want to see on my channel as well. And I'm also going to be doing a review for WWE NXT's No Mercy. I still got to review that. So definitely stay tuned for that review. And yeah, I'll be doing more TNA content as well on my channel. But yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like. Turn on my notifications to stay in the know for all my videos. And this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out. I'll see you guys later. So peace.